Looky, looky, looky what I just got, boys and girls. Holy cow.
Big bass.
What do you think about that, Megan? Oh, oh, holy cow. Oh, I'm shaking. Hey, old FlippiDoDad. Hey guys, I want to tell you about a phenomenal technique and rigging option. It's basically a belly-weighted creature bait. We affectionately named it the FlippiDoDad. Now, you can rig anything, any plastic on this belly-weighted hook. However, I suggest a creature bait, in particular the Berkley Max Scent Power Bait. The hog, creature hog, unbelievable. You can put a sweet beaver on there, you can put a swim bait on there, you can put all kinds of things on there. It's extremely snag proof, not 100% but pretty close, and you can throw it into brush, on riprap, all kinds of things. It's mostly a more shallow water technique. I'd say 10 feet or less. You can fish it deeper than that. However, it takes a while to sink down there because I typically throw it with a belly weight that's about 1/8 of an ounce. It's also really good for flipping into brush against bluff walls. It's got a really nice glide to it, so it entices those big fish to bite. Catches a lot of fish, but it will get that big bite. Stay tuned for pictures of fish I've caught on this very technique. Alright guys, what I have here is the FlippiDoDad, or just a belly weighted hook with a creature bait on it. This here is the Berkley Max Scent, like I showed you before. This color is also good. This is South American Special, or South African Special, excuse me. This is Green Pumpkin Watermelon. Both are extremely good. I like to put a little dye on the tips there, especially on cloudy days. However, this is the setup here, okay? I got it on 20-pound test line. Now, I like fluorocarbon. Now, you can throw it on anything from 10 to 20-pound test line, depending on how gnarly the cover is that you're fishing, okay? Now, you can also use braided line. Monofilament's got a little too much stretch. I like the fluorocarbon or the braided line with it. Okay, let me show you how I rig this up. Now, there's two options I've been using. One is just a screw lock. Okay, and that's pretty simple. You take your lure or your creature bait and you twist it up on here. Show you that. Okay, so I try to center it the best I can on that screw. Twist it on there. All the way up to the eye of the hook. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to make sure that's not, it will lay nice and straight. Okay, I want to take that where that bend of that hook reaches that creature bait. I want to mark it with my thumb. Take the hook point through the middle, right through the middle of the bait. Make sure that hook is sitting flush right against that lure, like that. And then I want to push the plastic up a little bit just to cover up that point. Okay, see how that makes it weedless? So when it goes across the weeds, nothing grabs a hold of that. Now this bait will glide. When you pull it off the bottom, it glides down. Okay, and this rests right on the bottom, so it resists getting hung up, and you can pull it through the rocks and whatnot. Now, if your weight here is more close to the center of the hook, it will tend to drop. It will drop straight down like this and kind of shimmy. That can also catch some fish, but I recommend the glide. Now, when I cast this and I'm retrieving it along the bottom, I basically want to drag it across the bottom. So you have rocks and stuff, and it's going to bounce over those rocks, but it looks real natural. And you can retrieve it like a worm or whatever and bounce it off the bottom too. I get more bites when I just drag it, but you got to experiment, find which one works. Okay, now the other option is this hook. Okay, now obviously we don't have a screw lock and it's got that bend. Okay, so what you have to do in this case, and here I have a a zoom brush hog, okay? But what I have to do in this case is I have to take the hook point through the nose of the lure and back out again, okay? Now what I'm doing is making a hook, or excuse me, making a hole that I'm going to take it back through, and then I'm going to take the eye of the hook, and I'm going to take it through the bait like that, okay? I'm going to take the eye out, I'm going to tie it onto my main line. All right, and that way I don't have to take this weight all the way through my bait, which will rip it and destroy it, okay? And then you do the rest the same as you would the other way. You take that, measure with your thumb there, put the point through, out the top, and then put your point in there like that, okay? Now, something else, a little tip I want to show you, okay, because you have a tendency when you have all that pressure right here at the tip of the bait will tear, and then you go through baits constantly. So something else I've been doing that really helps my baits last. This is a Wacky Rig O-ring applicator. Okay, so you have the O-rings. Now I can use a pen too, just take out the inside the pen. You just need a hollow tube. What I'm doing is I'll take this O-ring and I slide it up here, up onto this applicator, and then I'll take the nose of my bait, and you go in about 1/4 inch, about how long this part of the hook is, okay? And then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna put that O-ring on there. So you got that, okay? Now what that does is this takes the brunt of that pressure, and it lets your bait last a little longer, okay? So then I'll take and I'll put my bait through, and I can tie it on, and now it's going to last a little bit longer. Try these techniques out, these tips out. Let me know how they work. I'm telling you, I catch a ton of big fish, and I catch a ton of fish on this rig, and it works really well in silted up ponds. It works good on Chickamauga, Nickajack. I got plenty of footage to show that. So let me know how it works for you, and post and comment and subscribe. All right, appreciate it, guys. And as always, tight lines.